Hello everyone, Nightside, and today we are talking about RWBY Grimm Eclipse, which was one of the first few RWBY fan games ever made, if not the only RWBY fan game. RWBY Grimm Eclipse is a third-person hack-and-slash style combat game, made originally as a fan project around the times of Volume 1 and 2.
The path is clear. Let's move.
Nice work, students! As you know, we've been having some trouble with the security network in this area. We need boots.
It was released on PC and console.
Team, onward!
The original playable characters being first of Team RWBY, and later on getting a Team Juniper DLC after RoosterTeeth takes over the project, and then henceforth becomes RoosterTeeth Games.
Enjoy a challenge. The path is clear. Let's move.
When the Team Juniper DLC released, it released everyone from Team Juniper, counting Jean, Nora, Pyrrha, and Ren. And there's also costume DLC featuring their uniforms from Beacon, the Beacon dance outfits, as well as the time skip outfits and pajamas.
Careful, Beowulf nearby.
And if you guys can't tell, the characters use models used in the early first three volumes of RWBY, the animated RWBY.
That was exceptional.
As well as the time skip. And you would think with the time skip costumes that would switch to the vector graphics used for the newer volumes of RWBY, counting Volume 4 and present.
I should bring this back for further study.
The game came out around 4 years ago. So maybe it was at least Volume 3 when the game was created.
One more for the collection.
Some sort of foreign object. I feel like I've seen that symbol before. Never mind that. Defend the control center while I undo the damage. Make sure your weapons are loaded and your mustache wax is stoned. This will get hairy.
And having the game been out for around 4 years by now, the fan base of it has really declined, because there's not that many players and there's not that much new content. Recently, before I bought it, which was around last year, they added the brand new Grimm Gauntlet mode. Which is a more intense survival game mode than Horde mode. Horde mode is what you're Horde mode is a mixture of what you're seeing right now. In Horde mode, you have to defend 3 control centers from waves of Grimm. I think 6 waves. I believe it is 6 waves. And something that bothers me is the wasted potential of this game, the unused potential. Because everything, I mean, with this game engine, of course with the engine that this game was made with, which I have no idea what was. I mean, in a way, it seems like it was used with the original animating engine that Monty originally used. When RWBY first came out.
They're too slow.
And I feel like if the game was somehow recreated with the new vector engine used to animate the most recent seasons and volumes of RWBY, that it would be a lot more susceptible to more content.
I face far worse than you.
Hold on just a little longer. We're almost finished.
And this game does have an official Twitter page at RWBY Game, if you guys would like. I will post the link in the description. Because things I would like to see added are, of course, more characters, maybe a Team Coffee DLC. Because I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would like to see that. Because the only time you actually get to see characters of Team Coffee in a RWBY video game is Amity Arena. And something I will say is that I feel the Team Juniper DLC was a little bit rushed, because the models don't really look that faithful compared to the portraits. And you guys can obviously tell that this was way before anything happened in Volume 3.
You're more dangerous than the Grimm you fought before. When it sees you, it will spin before it charges. While it's spinning, dodge out of the way. It will be disoriented after it passes you. That's when you strike.
Because something else I should mention, spoiler alert for the game, is that it features Mountain Glen, which, RWBY spoiler alert, is something seen in Volume 2. Of course, the game follows its own canon events, but it would at least take place between Volume 2 and Volume 3.
We won again? Is that a new record?
Speaking of things that should be added along with the new vector graphics, I should say that with the DLCs with teams, I should say along with Team Coffee should be the antagonist team, you know, Cinder, Emerald Mercury, and Neo. As this time, they are still trying to blend, as during this time, around this time era anyway, they would still be trying to blend in with Beacon students. Ah, crap.
I know it's a stretch, but maybe you operate that mechanism to extend the bridge.
And all the voices you are hearing are actually the cast voices, which I assume at the start, when it was just a fan project, there wasn't any dialogue. And I would say what would make another great DLC is something for Crow, a Crow DLC. Because with Crow, he actually has a unique weapon, which I feel should be fantastic to use in this game. He would have a really unique moveset, and along with that, you should make more Rooster Teeth should make more levels available to the player. And maybe even some better animated cutscenes, because this game doesn't really have that many actual animated cutscenes. The only actual animated cutscene you see is during the next level, and then during the final level.
Happy hunting.
Because with Harbinger being both a gun, a sword, and a scythe, I would actually feel like wanting to unlock its potential would be a big thing. If Crow was a playable character. Speaking of RWBY, anyway, I have not seen any of Volume 7. The only thing I wanted to see was the Tyrion Crow Clover fight. Excuse me guys, 1 second. Sorry about that, I've got a runny nose all morning. The song you are hearing right now is the theme song to Volume 2. You also have a chance to hear I Burn and the version 2 of Red Like Rose in part 2 of Red Like Roses.
Hey, souvenir!
Checking for any other boxes.
Just as I thought, more sabotage from our friend with the symbol. But those cages...
And another thing I would like to point out is me wanting is a Ozpin DLC. Even though Ozpin makes an actual appearance in the game, I would feel like he would make more of a Grimm Gauntlet character or a Horde character to be used. Even though, again, we haven't seen that much of Ozpin's combat, Ozpin's fighting style, or anything. We don't even know what his semblance is yet. The only thing we know about Ozpin is that he can somehow reincarnate, which was revealed in Volume 6. But way before that, it was actually announced in Volume 4. When we find out that he has been reincarnated into Oscar's mind. I love fighting the Beowulfs. Another thing is I would like to see more Grimm be put into the game. Because for those that haven't actually seen the game, there is the Beowulfs, the Beetle Grimm, the two-legged ones, the Orbitusks, which you saw earlier, and you have the Ursa and the Ursa Major, as well as the Beowulf Alpha. But there is also there's also 3 mutant variants of Grimm. Which there is a mutant mutant Beowulf and a mutant. There's a certain Grimm which I think is only unique to this game, because I haven't actually seen it in RWBY at all. There's also a Deathstalker, the regular Deathstalker, the small ones that you see in RWBY Amity Arena. But there is also a final boss mutant Deathstalker, which is the final boss of the game.
I've just received a report. That's right! The symbol we've been seeing belongs to Merlot Industries.
If you look close at Ruby's model, you can tell that she doesn't follow the unique vector graphics that came to be in the Volume 4
They never
premiere.
recovered from the incident and eventually shut down. That's the question. Why is their technology suddenly popping up in the Emerald Forest? I've never been one for riddles and history. More of a man of action, if I do say so myself. But I think I know someone who can... Onward! To victory!
And along with the costumes, I would like to say that there should be DLC for the new ones that you see in Volume 7.
Should be worth investigating the below industries building. Should be located somewhere. Just to end up.
I didn't think we'd be coming back here so soon.
And just due to that dialogue, you can tell that we are now back into Mountain Clan. Which this is where we are going to see one of the first animated, well, air quotes, animated cutscenes.
You're not so tough.
It's so hard to do the fast move as Yang. I apologize if the music is really loud. I don't think there's a... Why is the music so frickin' loud? Sorry about that. I didn't think that the music was actually that loud. I don't know why I said it that loud in the first place.
Issue. It appears the bridge is
Much
blocked.
better.
According to my map, you should be able to take a detour through the city's old waterway system.
Well, what are we waiting for? Get it? Guys?
Activate the switch to open the lock. I hope it still works. It looks a little rusty.
Hello?
Something I don't like about Yang's model is that her hair is way too dark for the time skip. I don't know if it's that dark in the original model, but... I mean, I know in the animated RWBY is that it is a little bit darker when you hit volume 4, but it should not be that. It should not be that dark. And this is also where you see the first Ursa. Wave 5. I think it's at the end of wave 4. Okay, you guys obviously tell I don't play it much. Now there's a way to fast move no clip through that door. Somehow I haven't figured it out. Oh, there's an alpha. If you guys aren't aware, I'm using keyboard controls right now. there's the first Ursa. It is really hard to go against it well in close range. The characters I would recommend against Ursa combat would be Ruby and Weiss. Well, Ruby, Weiss, and Nora. I said Ruby and Weiss, Ruby, Weiss, and Nora.
That's gonna leave a mark. Nailed it!
Aha! The door is open!
If you guys would like to play this for yourselves, it's $25. It's $20 on Steam.
Tastes like fish!
Man, I hate that.
You're not so tough. Pow! Right in the kisser! Pow! Right in the kisser! See ya! That's how it's done. Check this out.
There! That's the facility! I can't believe how well it withstood the years. Shame still. Dr. Monroe would have never let something like this hinder the progress of his work. I can only imagine. Oh dear! Watch out, team! The treasure hunt will have to wait until you kill those Grimm!
Pow! Right in the kisser! Tastes like fish!
Okay. And this is also when you see the first Ursa Major, the armored one.
Nailed it!
There it is. You can't tell it's a lot bigger than the one I just defeated. Oh, the more higher up she is, the bigger the blast rate is. Now this one's pretty hard to fight if you know what's happening and how to time your escapes. When he prepares the shockwave, that's when you run the opposite direction. And when he does the shockwave, he stuns himself. Let's try to find the right. Yay! Yeah, the higher she is in the air, the bigger the shock wave is. And they are pretty slow, so you can get a pretty distant distance from them. I don't think Yang has a really slow move. Okay, that's the first animated cutscene. That was the first quote-unquote animated cutscene.
Students, report in!
We're okay, Dr. Oobleck.
Ah, thank goodness. I'm afraid you're now in Mountain Glen something. This area has become even more dangerous since our last visit. So be careful.
I should have refunded my points as Weiss. But I probably don't need to. Yeah, that's all I need. Because with Weiss, you really don't need that much aura, because you can just mainly mow them down with range attacks.
I'll take that.
And if for those familiar with Left 4 Dead, this map features what you would call a panic event. This map features one of, and I think the only panic event.
I'll take that. Done.
Music is still pretty loud, isn't it? This is the first mutant Grimm here. I would recommend, if you guys play it, don't get too close. Because after it explodes, it will deplete all your aura if you don't have the aura.
It appeared to be a creature of Grimm, but modified, mutated. This will require further study.
Perfect form. No match for me. Perfect form. Goodbye. Is that it?
You should be able to reach an exit through these doors. Just turn the power back on so we can open them up.
And this is actually going to be the first part of familiar dialogue you'll ever hear.
That is a bomb. And a very large bomb at that. Who would believe it? Give me a moment. Okay, team. Physically tampering with this device, or the card it's attached to, could possibly trigger an explosion. Luckily, these tracks lead to a deep chasm and an underground river, but with the way the device is rigged, you're going to have to power the card's engine. Gather as many nearby dust crystals as you can find. Time is of the essence, but remember, aim calm. Right, forget that, just hurry.
The fast moving is easier with Ruby and Weiss.
There's no fuel left in the car! Hurry, gather those dust crystals!
The thing, the cart will slowly roll backwards. But yes, I would actually count this as familiar to a panic event in the Left 4 Dead games. First, I don't even know.
That car seems to have run out of fuel.
They throw almost everything at you here. But when it's just one person, all you need to worry about is just getting the dust. And maybe fight a couple whenever possible. And yeah, see, that's why I said don't get too close to
The
those
car
things.
is out of fuel. Grab more dust crystals.
I will say that if you have like friends that play this game, I'd recommend you do this because that it's really good for experience grinding, especially for the higher levels.
You're halfway there. Keep going. That cart seems to have run out of fuel. Seems to have run out of fuel.
Oh. Jesus. I was pressing F. I have no idea why I was pressing F. Jesus. No, F is the count. E is the interact button. That's what it always does for most games. Especially in the Source engine. E is the interact button.
Seems to have run out of fuel. Well, I'm glad everyone was able to keep their cool and not explode. That would have made for an uncomfortable parent-teacher conference. Still, who set up that trap? And where in the world did the mutated Grimm come from?
Okay, here it goes. That does it.
We should look around for a way to open this door.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Let's see if this works. This way seems better.
Now there was an artifact I could have gotten on the other side.
Didn't we beat these guys already? Done.
I'd probably still go get it too. I would have to beat this gauntlet first up here. There's one down here.
This looks interesting.
Oh, I should tell you guys that I stream on Twitch now.
That tree is beautiful. Aw, too cold for you? Another perfectly timed move. Another perfectly timed move.
Yeah, you can still access. I'm pretty sure you can still access. Yep, you can still access the puzzle. This is the first. This is actually an achievement.
Columns are here. What do we have here?
I can't believe I didn't get that yet. And this game does feature, on Steam, it features trading cards that give you a badge. So there's that.
Another green one? This is not a good sign.
This is indeed concerning. Those mutated Grimm you fought in Mountain Glim were no fluke. Now we know there are more of them. Follow those train tracks uphill and maybe we can find out where they're coming from.
Good luck, sir. I'm starting to drink too much coffee.
Another perfectly timed move.
Is that an alpha?
No match for me. And done.
I think this is also the first stage where you encounter the mutant Beowulf, if I am correct. There's an artifact on one of these sides here. I think it's the left side. Right? That tree? No. Must be a different area.
Proper form is still important here.
Yeah, this is where you see the first mutant Beowulf. And there is an artifact behind this tree.
Another one for my side.
That upgrade can be helpful in Gauntlet mode.
Another perfectly timed move.
It doesn't do that much damage to the Earth than the other one did. I don't like that. I guess it's mainly used to freeze the other ones. Because now I need to get up close and personal with it. Do that with the bleeder.
Eliminated.
I would find that death more of a support ability. Another one?
Another perfectly timed move.
Jesus. Go ahead and send another pillar at me. There it goes. Or not. Goes.
And that's why they call me the Ice Queen. Uh-oh. Stick together.
And that mutant Beowulf has a very large scratch range. And he can take your aura away. Just if you have the upgrade, 2 hits. If you don't have the upgrade, 1 hit. So you basically go down to 2 hits. And there is a way to counter him. So that he doesn't doesn't get stunned like the other ones do.
Team, that was an incredible display of fighting mastery. We must get to the source of where these mutated monstrosities are coming from, and more importantly, who's behind it. I sense we're getting close. If you can manage to get to the end of the rail line, we just might find the answers we need.
Well, that's all I'm gonna talk about for right now. If I think of something else, I'm gonna continue this. But that's pretty much all I wanted to speak about for today, because I just wanted to talk about what you could do with RWBY Grimm Eclipse, and because I should say that this game does support mods, not Steam Workshop mods, but mods that you can find on Game Banana. There is a mod manager that you can download there, along with a couple costume mods. So if you guys are modders, I would recommend that you guys try that out. It will probably help you guys increase your game experience. So, you guys should check this game out on Steam. I'll leave a link to its store page in the description if I can, but I'm pretty sure it can't be that hard to find. So that's everything for right now. I will leave a link to my Twitch page in the description, as well as my Twitter page, because that's where I'm going to be talking about, because that's where I'm going to say where I'm streaming. I just don't know if I'm going to stream anything today or not, but who knows. So, love you all, and I will see you guys later.